He's all singing, all dancing, and he's conquered America.
What are you gonna do? Arrest me for smoking?
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 James Corden moments. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please subscribe for more great content. For this list, we've gathered the greatest moments from the distinguished career of celebrated British comedian, actor, and presenter James Corden.
I'm my own worst enemy. Stop being negative. I'm not being negative, I'm being realistic.
Number 10, the David Beckham underwear shoot. James Corden is famed for not taking himself too seriously. Just check out his parody of Beyonce's Lemonade. So when David Beckham stopped by the Late Late Show, James kickstarted his own fashion career. Appearing alongside the former footballer in a Calvin Klein style undies ad, Corden pouts through a surreal 60 seconds while Beckham, to his credit, applies just enough hyperbole to make it through the spoof stick.
Free.
Cradled.
Shot shortly after Beckham's revealing ads campaign for H&M, it culminates into Corden's confession to sexual excitement and Beckham's priceless reaction.
It's underwear for a man with a great body. And David Beckham.
Number 9, beating Andy Murray at tennis.
Andy! Don't...
A regular fundraiser for comic and sport relief, in 2010 James appeared as Gavin and Stacey's Smithy, bidding to be crowned Coach of the Year. One sketch sees him put the Man United team through its paces, but we've chosen a cheeky clip with Andy Murray as Smithy comically dismantles the future world number 1. Murray's famed for seeming a little bit downbeat at times, but James brings the best out of him with an elaborate pre-game handshake. After that, it's ice picks at the ready for tennis like you've never seen before. Number 8, One Man, Two Guvnors.
What did he die of?
He was diagnosed with diarrhea, but he died of diabetes.
While James is probably best known for his TV work, he's also an award-winning stage actor, starring in the lead role as Francis Henschel in Richard Bean's One Man, Two Guvnors.
Happy!
A comedy based on the problems which arise when juggling two employers, Corden performed with the original cast in productions for the National Theatre, the West End and Broadway, as well as a UK tour in 2011. James received widespread critical acclaim for his part in the show, eventually winning a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Play.
You're the cock-up, don't you call me a cock-up, you cock-up!
Number 7, Tattoo Roulette.
Alright, so here we go.
I cannot believe we're doing this.
Corden and the One Direction boys have teamed up on multiple occasions, but Tattoo Roulette on the Late Late Show is their best joint effort.
Alright, I'll call for the lights.
The game is simple: 5 boxes, 5 players, 1 tattoo. A safe box and your skin's unchanged. Find the ink and get a piece live in the studio. Spoiler alert, Harry gets the tat. But this clip's all about the tension beforehand, particularly from James but also from Niall, the only 1D member without a tattoo previously.
Come on!
Some viewers cried fix, but the drama is undeniable.
There it is! Right.
Number 6, Drop the Mic with Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway!
One of the show's regular features, Drop the Mic, sees James rap battle with celebrity guests. The David Schwimmer Rebel Wilson episode almost made it onto today's list, but Anne Hathaway wins out. The Les Mis star came up against Corden in full flow, but gave back just as good, if not better.
Now that I finally have a chance to speak, I say your rhymes are like your ratings, man, they're incredibly weak.
With jibes about the cut of his suit and a stylish stiletto toss to begin, the Oscar-winning actress owns her opponent and ends up the winner.
You're the worst British exports in smallpox, and you're more full of than a kitty litter box.
Special mention to James's Catwoman line though, that was dirty.
Now it's her turn to try and act a little scary, because the only Catwoman I acknowledge is Halle Berry.
Number 5, Crosswalk the musical, Grease.
I can't go on without my jacket, guys. Where is it? I'll take your jacket off. I'll have to wear your jacket.
Another popular late feature, Crosswalk the musical brings theatre favourites to unsuspecting intersections, and it all started with Grease. James plays an overexcited director who's determined to entertain anyone waiting at the red light. But the most impressive thing about this clip is that it's expertly choreographed. It's no cheap joke for a quick laugh, but a sketch which requires practice and at least a little rehearsal. Every glimpse behind the scenes is comedy gold too, even if the casting process is a little dubious. Number 4, soundtrack to a love story with Anna Kendrick.
Lady in red.
physical features are a definite forte of Corden's, but this is the best of the lot. James teams up with Pitch Perfect's Anne Kendrick for one of the most memorable Late Late Show moments ever, as the pair chart the rise and fall of a classic romance by rattling through some loved-up hits. From Aretha Franklin to Chris de Burgh, Bruno Mars, Cher and Whitney, it's a pacey but perfect run-through of what being in a relationship can feel like.
It wasn't me.
You even had her in the shower.
It wasn't me.
I even caught you on camera.
It wasn't me.
It all ends on the highest of notes though. Bravo.
Don't forget me.
Number 3, Carpool Karaoke with Michelle Obama.
This is crazy. Okay, well let's take a spin then.
In what is Corden's most famous The Late Late Show segment, Carpool Karaoke has become a true badge of honor for musicians everywhere. We nearly featured Chris Martin here, or Adele, or Elton in a lion's mane, but former First Lady Michelle Obama takes the prize passenger seat.
Up in the club, just woke up, doing my own little thing.
With a driving buddy very few predicted, the clip is an insightful glimpse into what life in the White House is really like. And then Missy Elliott turns up and all three get their freak on. What's not to love?
That biggie bounce, I know you didn't know way I switch my style.
Number 2, Tom Hanks' film career.
Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're gonna get.
This clip from James Corden's first ever Late Late Show announced the British comic to American audiences in a big way. Alongside Tom Hanks, James acts out famous scenes from an extensive filmography with just a blue screen and props to help him out.
I cannot solve this case with a dog! I am a policeman!
Opening with the rap from Big and closing with Randy Newman, Castaway is a particular highlight, leaving James literally red-faced.
You got a friend in me!
With a total of 29 films covered, it's packed with Corden's trademark energy and enthusiasm, and hats off to Hanks as well.
Okay. I'm Captain Phillips.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Number 1, ordering a takeaway.
Well, let's all just get in the car.
What? Wait, whoa! Before we get a KFC?
We're not getting a KFC.
What?
Oh, James Corden, what is occurring? We finish with James's breakout role as Smithy in Gavin and Stacey, the award-winning sitcom he co-wrote with Ruth Jones. The scene sees him expertly order takeaway from a menu clearly well-rehearsed, before mounting a compelling argument for why food should never be shared.
Have you thought about my bonus? Well, yes.
Standout Smithy scenes are prepped throughout the series, with the rubber ring, the KFC, and the Band-Aid sing-along all classic moments. But a get-together at Guvnors is when Smithy's in his element, even if he does seem a little frustrated.
That's why I ordered it. In fact, forget it. I want no part of it. I'll order my own, I'll eat it in the car, I'm out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.